welcome me a broken bar. You've made it. It's time to rest now. You're here not just to sleep a broken bar but to drift gently into the folds of time, to let the weight of the present melt away, to let history wrap around you like a soft linen sheet, cool, calm, familiar, even though it comes from a faraway world. Tonight, we begin a journey together, not through war, not through glory, but through the quiet details of ordinary life in an extraordinary place. We'll walk hand in hand with the past, a broken bar. And as you lie still, breathing softly, the world of ancient Rome will unfold, slowly and gently, around you. There are no tests here, no deadlines, no noise, just gentle stories about forgotten rhythms, a broken bar, about sandals worn smooth by habit, leather belts tied just so, and the comforting warmth of a simple fire in a soldier's barracks. So breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, allow your body to relax. Let the present drift away, and with it your tension, your worries, your thoughts. Let your breath become slow, and the only sound is the soft movement of history coming quietly to life. Welcome to the Roman world. Let's begin. Imagine a faint glow in the east, a golden thread of dawn stretching across a world made of stone, dust, and ritual. The year is around 140s, the height of the Roman Empire. The streets of Rome are still asleep, the city curled into itself like a cat. But far away in the provinces near the northern borders, a Roman military outpost begins to stir. The sky is a pale lavender blue, a soft mist hangs above the earth, and in a small stone barracks, nestled in the hills of what is now modern-day Austria, a soldier named Lucius slowly opens his eyes. Section superscript. Oh, this is not a war story. Before we go further, let's be clear. This is not a story of battle, of blood, or conquest. This is a story of brushing dust from your tunic, of the soft clinking of armor being polished at sunrise, of quiet words exchanged by the fire, of mail from home arriving once every few months, perhaps with a tiny pouch of dried olives wrapped inside. This is a story about peace, a broken bar in a time known for war, because even in the legions of Rome, between the thunder of campaigns, were long, quiet stretches of life, moments just like ours, of boredom, of reflection, of routine, of waking early and walking familiar paths, of cooking the same lentils, of sharpening tools that may never be used. It is there, in the ordinary, that we find the beauty of ancient life. Thy Macroni Diaris is Sedilla. Let the past be gentle. Lucius doesn't know the future. He doesn't know that one day, tourists will walk over the foundations of his barracks, taking pictures of what remains. He only knows this morning, the chill of the flagstone floor beneath his feet, the slight stiffness in his shoulders, the quiet comfort of knowing exactly what this day will hold. There is peace in that predictability. There is comfort in ancient routine. And as you listen tonight, as your eyes get heavy and your body grows warm, we'll walk through every part of his day, from the gentle stillness of dawn, a broken bar, to the hum of afternoon duties, a broken bar, to the soft orange hush of sunset falling across the camp. And later, far later, we'll even visit the life of a modern soldier, too, to see what echoes remain, a broken bar, what has changed, and what has stayed remarkably the same. But for now, a broken bar. Let's stay in the quiet, soft beginnings. Let's begin slowly. Lucius has just begun to stir beneath his blanket, and the morning, like your mind, is still stretching awake. Superscript. Oh, ancient sounds, ancient scents. Can you hear it? The rustle of linen against wall, the soft crunch of sandals over dusty stone, the distant coo of doves nesting in the beams of the barracks. The air smells of olive oil, of ash, of damp earth. There's the faintest scent of something cooking, barley, perhaps, or onions. It's hard to say. Everything is quiet, still, at ease. Even the wind is slow here, dragging itself lazily between tents and stone, as if it, too, hasn't quite woken up. A dog barks far off, not urgently a, just to remind the world it's there. And someone coughs, quietly, behind one of the walls. Life, you see, has already begun to flow through the camp, but it moves gently, respectfully, as if it knows a broken bar. That some of us are still waking, still finding our way. FY superscript A pilcrow. Before we begin the day, let's take just one more breath. A deep one. Feel your chest rise a broken bar and fall. Let your jaw soften. Let your shoulders drop. Tonight, you don't have to be anything but still. No effort, no expectations, no pressure. Just a quiet observer. Here, in this calm Roman morning, with a man named Lucius, a man not unlike you, with thoughts, with habits, with his own quiet dreams. In the next section, we'll rise with him, step out into the morning air, feel the chill of dawn, and join him in those first gentle tasks of the day. But for now, a broken bar. Just float. You're already in ancient Rome, and the day is just beginning. Sleep, too, may come, but if not, that's all right. History will keep whispering a broken bar softly, a broken bar, until you do. And now, dear listener, the sun begins its patient climb, a slow, golden yawn across the eastern horizon. Dawn has truly arrived. The stillness of the early morning, a so gentle just moments ago, a now shifts slightly, like a quilt stirred by a breeze. The Roman camp stirs with it, our broken bar, in no rush or broken bar, but with quiet certainty, the same way it has for years. Let's join Lucius now, as he rises from his cot. Not abruptly, a nothing here is abrupt. He stretches, one arm at a time, then both together. You can almost hear the soft cracking of his joints, the subtle rustle of linen, and the creak of timber beneath him. His blanket, a simple woolen weave, worn but warm, slides from his shoulders. The cool air of the morning brushes across his skin, not harsh, just a broken bar, real, grounding. FY the soldiers' quarters. Lucius shares his quarters with 7 other soldiers, comrades, companions, friends in silence. Each cot is arranged precisely, spaced with intention. Every trunk tucked neatly beneath the sleeping frame. This is a space of discipline, a broken bar, but also of unspoken comfort. There are no pillows, no decorations, no luxury, only the essential. A pair of sandals at the foot, a small wooden chest containing personal items, a folded tunic, a water skin, and sometimes, a small token from home, a carved charm, a faded wax tablet with a message, a polished stone. Lucius's token is a tiny clay figure, a horse, crudely formed by his young nephew back in Italia. He keeps it tucked inside his chest, always in the same place. FY section 1/4. The first ritual of the day, cleanliness. The first task is simple. Lucius washes his face with cold water from the clay basin just outside the barracks. The water is kept in large amphorae that cool overnight. There's no soap, only the brisk sting of fresh water against skin. He uses a cloth, rough and plain, to dry his face. Then he carefully arranges his appearance. His hair, short and tidy. His beard, if any, trimmed. His tunic pulled over his head, a soft, faded red, bound with a leather belt. He laces his sandals slowly, not out of laziness, a broken bar, but because each knot matters. Every strap has its place. A day can stretch long, and comfort is a form of preparation. Thy camp awakens outside. The camp is slowly waking. The light is growing, now golden and full. You hear voices now, not loud, never urgent, but rhythmic. Soft Latin greetings. A few laughs shared between friends. The scrape of stone over iron as blades are sharpened. There's a fire being rekindled in the main square. A thin column of smoke curls into the sky, where it meets the morning sun. The scent is earthy, ancient, like wood and thyme, mixed together. The camp is organized with precise geometry, everything built in grids, measured and mirrored. Even the streets between tents and buildings feel a broken bar deliberate, like they know they're part of something eternal. Lucius walks slowly, breathing deeply. His breath rises in faint clouds, then fades. He passes familiar faces, nodding. Not much needs to be said. Every man here has the same rhythm, the same understanding of the day's gentle machinery. Dressing for the day, but not for battle. Contrary to popular tales, Roman soldiers did not wear armor all the time. Lucius saves his lorica segmentata, his segmented metal armor, for inspections, marches, or drills. Today is a normal day, peaceful, so his tunic and belt will do. Still, his sword is with him, a short gladius, worn at the waist, and beside it, a dagger, not as weapons of war, but tools of the trade. Like a farmer might carry a sickle, he wears them lightly, like a craftsman. Section. The first meal, entaculum. The first meal of the day is called entaculum. It is not extravagant, it is simple, predictable. Lucius walks to the shared food tent, where a pot of warm barley porridge steams faintly. A handful of olives, a slice of coarse bread, and perhaps a cup of watered wine are offered. He takes his portion without rush. He eats seated on a wooden bench, beside two younger soldiers. They speak little. There's something sacred about this first meal, a time to gather energy, not waste it on chatter. The porridge is thick and comforting, the olives salty and grounding, the bread coarse and slightly sour, but satisfying. He eats slowly, not because there's time to waste, but because there's no need to hurry. The day will unfold in its own rhythm. It always does. Section. A moment to think after eating. Lucius steps outside again. He sits on a stone ledge overlooking the nearby hills. The fog is lifting now. In the distance, a few goats move slowly along the ridge. This is his moment, a brief, quiet, a space between duty and thought. He thinks of home, of the vineyard behind his family's villa, of his mother's voice, and the way she used to hum as she cooked lentils. He doesn't dwell, only drifts, gently, like you might now a broken bar listening, just drifting a broken bar with the morning. FY superscript A micro small duties begin soon. He'll help with minor camp duties, sweeping the pathways, checking supplies, oiling the hinges on a gate, but not yet, not until the horn sounds. Until then, the sun continues to rise, the light grows warmer, and time at this ancient, invisible stream A carries us forward, but slowly, always slowly. You, too, can stay in this moment for as long as you like. Let the air be cool, let the world be gentle, let the camp remain soft, tidy, ancient. There is no rush to move on. You are safe here, and so is Lucius. The morning has settled into a steady hum. The sun is no longer just rising. It now casts long, gentle shadows across the camp, touching every stone, tent flap, and wooden beam with warmth. The dew has dried. The air is still cool, a perfect balance between freshness and comfort. The soldiers move through their morning tasks with quiet purpose, not rushed, not idle, just a broken bar present. Lucius, our ever-steady companion, begins his duties, not because a commander barked the order, but because the rhythm of his life here in the camp flows that way, naturally, like a familiar melody that plays each morning without need for direction. FY section degrees care for equipment have a ritual of readiness first. Lucius returns to his gear. In the shade of his barracks, he sits cross-legged on a low stone bench. Before him, spread neatly on a woven mat, are the pieces of his armor and tools. His gladius, its edge slightly dulled from yesterday's drills. His dagger, small and balanced. His lorica segmentata, its metal bands needing a bit of oil. His leather straps, dry and stiff from the sun. There is something almost sacred about this task. He begins by gently wiping each piece clean. With a cloth dipped in olive oil, he polishes the iron plates of his armor, not to shine but to protect, to extend the life of the metal, to ensure it's always ready. A broken bar, even if today brings only peace. He sharpens his gladius slowly, dragging a smooth whetstone along the blade. Each scrape is soft, predictable, comforting. These are the tools of a soldier, a broken bar. But they are also the tools of a craftsman, and Lucius, like all good soldiers, treats them with respect. FY section superscript 1 cleaning the camp, a shared responsibility elsewhere in the camp. Others take to their own duties, sweeping dust from the footpaths, a broken bar, checking tent ropes for wear, a broken bar, repairing a creaking door with wooden wedges and quiet patience. There's no rank in these tasks, no pride, just a shared sense of place, of care, of keeping the camp at their temporary home a safe and functional. Lucius joins in. Today, he helps reinforce the small drainage ditch near the cookhouse. It's nothing glamorous, just moving stones into place and digging out packed earth with a wooden spade. But he works with focus. The earth is cool, the sun warm on his shoulders, and the smell of baking bread nearby reminds him of simpler times. FY superscript A, like training, a not battle, but balance. Later in the morning, the soldiers gather for a bit of light training. They do not charge. There is no shouting, no aggression. This is not a day for war. It is a day for movement, a broken bar rhythm, a broken bar practice. Lucius stands in the training yard with 10 others. They move through basic forms, a sword swings, shield blocks, step and turn. The dust beneath their sandals rises gently with each motion. Their tunics cling lightly with sweat, but it's not unpleasant. They are like dancers, rehearsing old steps, each movement precise, but not hurried. There is a wooden dummy at one end of the yard. Lucius approaches it and performs a sequence, a strike, a twist, a block. The wood knocks softly with each contact, echoes just enough to remind him he's present. A broken bar focus, a broken bar grounded. Then, he bows, not as ritual, but as respect to the practice itself. FYN community among soldiers, gentle bonds after training, The soldiers rest in a shaded corner near a fountain. They sit on stone steps, drinking cool water from clay cups. No grand conversation, no boasting or tales of war, just quiet talk of families. A broken bar, of the last letter that arrived by courier. A broken bar, of how the cook's soup was better this week. A broken bar, of home. One soldier, a boy not older than 18, asks Lucius about the small clay horse he keeps in his chest. Lucius smiles, tells the story softly. Made by my nephew, for good luck. He was 3, thought I'd need a horse, so he gave me one. They all laugh, gently, not loud, not forced. Just the kind of laughter that happens when people are at peace. A broken bar together, a broken bar under the same sun. A moment of shared warmth. FYI, Diarus is Cedilla. Lessons from the centurion before noon. The centurion, a stern but fair man with silver in his beard, gathers a few soldiers beneath an olive tree. He speaks not of combat, a broken bar, but of Roman law, of the value of discipline, of the stories written on bronze tablets stored in the city forum. He believes a soldier should be more than muscle. A soldier should know the roots of the republic, the flow of the Tiber, the meaning behind the Latin words they shout on command. Lucius listens, nodding quietly. He enjoys these moments. He's not just a tool of the Emperor. Broken bar, he is a part of its memory. Diarus' Cedilla. Midday approaches as the sun climbs higher. The shadows shorten. The camp begins to quiet again, slowing toward the midday pause. Lucius wipes his brow, washes his hands in the cool water near the well. The scent of olive oil and sweat clings to his skin. But it is not unpleasant. The morning has been full, but peaceful. And now, a well-earned rest draws near. The world softens once again. A broken bar, and all you need to do. Broken bar is drift gently alongside it. The midday sun now hovers high above, casting soft glows along the tops of tents and the smooth stone walls of the camp's watchtowers. There is stillness. A broken bar, but not sleep. This time of day holds a unique calm, not the stillness of exhaustion, but a gentle lull. A broken bar, a time for simple duties, light movement, and peaceful service to the land beyond the walls. Lucius, now rested and lightly armored, prepares for the afternoon patrol. His leather sandals, worn but sturdy, grip the gravel path. He tightens the straps of his tunic, checks his satchel for dried fruits and bread, and takes a moment to sip cool water from a small clay jug. There is no tension, no sense of danger, only the calm preparation for a short walk beneath the Roman sky. Pilcro ATMI Diarus' Cedilla. Departure from the camp. The gates open slowly, with a pleasant groan of old wood and iron. 2 guards wave casually as Lucius and 3 other soldiers step outside, their shields slung across their backs, spears at their sides. Their duty is not to seek conflict, but to be seen, to walk the outer roads, to remind nearby villages that the peace of Rome is always present, always near. The road before them stretches long and straight, one of many carved by Roman engineers, firm with stone and lined with low markers. Olive trees sway gently on either side, their leaves flickering silver in the light breeze. Thio 3/4. A peaceful walk along Roman roads. The patrol moves at a relaxed pace. There's no rush, their sandals crunch softly against the stones. Birdsong rises from the fields, and distant shepherds, tending their flocks along the hills, raise a hand in quiet greeting. Lucius nods back, smiling. He has passed this way before. He remembers the boy with the patched tunic who runs with goats near the stream, and the old man who tends grapevines that twist up wooden frames beside a whitewashed cottage. These are not strangers, they are neighbors, even if not citizens. They are part of Rome's extended breadth, a peaceful empire, held not by fear or broken bar, but by familiarity. FYI, Diarus' Cedilla encounters with locals as they pass a small hamlet of stone huts with red-tiled roofs. The patrol is approached by a man, stooped slightly, with a thick beard and soil on his hands. He carries a woven basket of dates, offers them, with a polite word in rustic Latin. "Fresh from the grove," he says. "Peace to you." Lucius thanks him softly, taking only a few, not out of mistrust, but out of humility. He knows food is labor. The others do the same. They sit briefly on a low stone wall, eating slowly, sharing quiet thoughts on the weather, the harvest, and the way birds seem to fly lower today. Nearby, a group of children giggles as they chase one another between the fig trees. A stray dog watches from beneath a cart, tail twitching lazily. Peace. These broken bar is what the soldiers preserve. The Idiaris is Cedilla light duty and observation. The patrol continues to a nearby watch post, just a small stone shelter beside the road, shaded by an arching pine tree. Lucius steps inside, checks the records. A few notes scratched onto wax tablets. Local shepherds report foxes near the hill bends. North Bridge repairs to begin next week. Grain merchant passed through yesterday, all in order. He smiles at the simplicity. Outside, a fellow soldier checks a stone milestone for cracks. Another picks up scattered litter left by travelers. Small pieces of pottery, a broken sandal strap. The goal is not control, it's care, presence, patience. Idiaris is Cedilla. The long shadows begin as the sun tilts westward. Shadows stretch across the path like soft ribbons. The air cools slightly, and the soldiers turn back toward the camp. Their patrol nearly done. Lucius walks slow, and now, he is not tired, but he is thoughtful. These roads are this land. They are more than territory, they are part of him. The dust on his sandals is the same dust that clings to grapevines, to temple steps, to village walls. He is not just a keeper of peace, he is a quiet thread in the great Roman cloth, woven not in war or broken bar but in everyday footsteps. Thighs return to the camp. Back at the gates, the guards wave once more. Lucius nods. He feels no triumph or broken bar but a kind of satisfaction at the deep, calm fulfillment of doing something simple, and doing it well. He logs his report, hands the remaining dates to the kitchen slaves, washes his hands again, the cold water tingling against his skin. The camp is beginning to stir again, the first sounds of evening, the slow shift from afternoon to dusk, and Lucius, with his light duty complete, allows himself to rest once more. A broken bar. Not in weariness, a broken bar, but in quiet pride. The sun now leans slightly westward, warming the tops of tents and stone walls in soft gold. It is the 6th hour midday in the Roman world, and though the soldiers of the camp live disciplined lives, there is also time. A broken bar. For stillness, for nourishment, for a pause in the day. Lucius walks quietly from the armory to the mess area, where long wooden tables rest beneath shaded canopies made of cloth and rope. He carries no shield, no spear, only a calm presence. He's greeted not with shouts, but with quiet nods, the kind shared by those who have walked many roads together. The simple Roman meal. The midday meal is not elaborate, but it is satisfying. On the table before Lucius, a modest plate of lentils, seasoned with vinegar and herbs, a small loaf of panis militaris, the standard Roman soldier's bread, coarse and round, a few figs, dried from the local groves, and a clay cup of diluted wine, more water than wine, meant to refresh, not intoxicate. He eats slowly, mindfully. No one speaks loudly, no one rushes. The soft scrape of wooden spoons and gentle clinking of clay cups form a quiet rhythm, like a lullaby made from stone and bread. A few nearby soldiers murmur softly, sharing stories of their home provinces, of vineyards in Gaul, of fishing boats in Britannia, of olive oil pressed by hand in Hispania. Lucius listens more than he speaks. letters from home after the meal. Lucius reaches into a small leather pouch at his belt and pulls out a folded piece of parchment, tied with faded twine. Our letter from home. He smooths it carefully on the table. The writing is uneven, the Latin simple, his sister's handwriting, or perhaps his cousin's. He reads slowly, mouthing each word silently. They tell of rains back in Umbria, of a sick goat now healed, of the youngest son learning to count, of the spring festival in the village square, with garlands and barley cakes. The details are small, but they are everything. They bring the scent of his mother's hearth, the flicker of oil lamps along quiet streets, the echo of sandals on cobbled alleys. Lucius folds the letter again, presses it to his chest, then slides it back into the pouch, close to his side. Moments of stillness after eating. Many of the soldiers retreat to shaded corners of the camp. Some sit on low stone benches, others lie beneath trees, arms folded beneath their heads. Lucius finds a quiet spot near the outer wall, not too far from the watch post, a place where ivy climbs the stone and small yellow flowers grow between cracks in the path. He leans back, lets his eyes close, not in deep sleep but in rest. Half dreams drift across his mind. A memory of cool water from a mountain stream, a broken bar. A song hummed by a woman with braids, a broken bar. The rustle of parchment, a broken bar. The smell of clay ovens. No trumpets call, no boots march, only the whisper of wind in olive branches, and the distant murmur of the camp. A world at peace with itself, a broken bar. For just this moment, dissection simple tasks and midday chores. Not all soldiers sleep, some choose to mend. Lucius watches from his resting place as one soldier patches a tear in his tunic with bone needle and coarse thread. Another polishes the bronze clasp of a belt. Nearby, a scribe copies part of a scroll, his quill scratching gently on parchment. These are the quiet rhythms of Roman life. Not loud, not proud, just the peaceful continuity of a camp that runs like a gentle tide. Wax tablets are checked, sandals repaired, letters written, not because anyone commands it, but because the day is kind. And there is time. The sun now leans toward the horizon. Its rays stretch longer, brushing golden across the camp walls, casting soft glows on stone, cloth, and earth. Lucius sits once more beneath the ivy wall, a fig in hand, half-eaten and sweet. His eyes rest gently on the horizon, but his thoughts drift elsewhere, to other places, other soldiers, other times, and so we follow his mind, a broken bar. Not with urgency but with curiosity, like watching a leaf drift across a still river. FYI, Diarus is Sibylla then, the Roman soldier in Lucius's world. Life is structured, predictable, bound to seasons, rations, and rotations. A Roman soldier, like Lucius, rises at dawn. He trains with sword and shield. He walks the roads of an empire built by hands like his. He eats bread baked from grain he sometimes helps to grow. He receives letters, yes, but never instantly. Each one takes weeks to arrive, sometimes months. He wears leather and bronze. His hands are calloused from stone and rope. And yet his life, though simple, is rich in rhythm and routine. He prays not with speeches but with gestures, offerings, and quiet glances at the sky. He knows the constellations. He trusts the sunrise. He sees the world as wide, mysterious, and filled with patterns. FY superscript A. Now, the modern soldier in a distant century, perhaps even in our own, another soldier sits in silence. He wears different colors now, greens, camouflage, Kevlar instead of bronze, boots laced not with leather strips, but with nylon cords and quick buckles. He too wakes early, trains, marches, but the world he watches is faster, quicker, filled with screens, signals, and distant updates. His letters arrive on small glowing glass panels, not in scrolls or folded parchment, but with blinking lights and sounds. He eats different food. Packets, sealed meals, compact and practical, still nourishing but not baked by hand, not spiced by campfires, yet like Lucius a broken bar. He still watches the horizon, still wonders about home, still finds small rituals in shaving, folding a shirt, cleaning a blade. The details differ, but the heart is familiar. Theo quiet reflections. Lucius does not know the future, but in some quiet way, perhaps he feels it, that across time, the life of a soldier holds shared truths. Discipline, camaraderie, moments of silence between tasks, the warmth of a letter, the simplicity of bread, the ache of longing, modern or ancient. Both know the weight of armor, both learn the language of footsteps, and both understand how a single cup of water, at the right moment, can feel like a miracle. Thy macroni diaris is Sibylla shared humanity, and so, Lucius leans back, resting on one elbow, gazing up at the darkening sky. He hears laughter from the kitchen tent, the soft thud of sandals walking the dirt paths, the gentle hum of someone sharpening a blade. In another age, another soldier hears different sounds. Maybe the beep of a signal, the buzz of a drone, the hum of a generator, but both pause in the same moment, both breathe, and both remember that behind every uniform, every code of conduct, every chain of command, there is always a person, a heart, a quiet rhythm seeking peace, even in structure. Peace in comparison. This is not a story of superiority, not a lesson of better or worse, only a reminder that even across 2,000 years, people are people, Roman or modern, stone or steel, scroll or screen. We build camps, we share food, we miss home, we walk roads, we dream of peace, and in the silence of night a broken bar, we reflect, we remember, we rest. The sun is past its highest point now, its golden light begins to soften, casting longer shadows across the quiet stones of the Roman camp. Lunch has come and gone, letters have been read, tools set down, and now comes the gentle hour between task and dusk, a broken bar. An hour made for light duty and even lighter conversation. Here, amid the hum of quiet voices and the warm scent of sunlit dust, we find the Roman soldier once again, not in battle, not in march, but in something far more delicate, the steady rhythm of afternoon life. Section micro gentle craftwork. Lucius sits near a low workbench, his helmet rests beside him, his spear leans harmlessly against a nearby post. In his hands, a strip of tanned leather and a small metal clasp. He threads a fine cord through the holes, tightening a strap on his sandal. The motion is practiced, quiet, almost meditative. Elsewhere, another soldier etches a design into a wooden cup. Simple carvings of vines and spirals, symbols from his homeland. Near him, a centurion polishes a bronze brooch with a soft cloth, whispering under his breath as if speaking to the metal itself. Crafting in the Roman camp isn't just for repair, it's also for memory, for pride, for passing time, not in idleness, but in care. They mend belts, carve figurines, sharpen tools, not in haste but in quiet preparation. It's peaceful, a broken bar, and deeply personal. Squared quiet games and play. To the side of the yard, a group of younger soldiers squat in a loose circle. Before them, small round stones and a wooden board, scratched with lines. They're playing Ludus Latron color on a Roman game of strategy, something like a mix between chess and checkers. The pieces click softly against the wood. Occasionally, a chuckle rises, a soft sigh, a muttered Latin word of playful frustration. Nearby, two men toss dice carved from bone, not for fortune but for fun. They call out scores under their breath, smiling in the warm stillness. These are the soft games of soldiers, not loud, not wild, just enough to pass the hour, like sand passing through open fingers. Poundidierus is Sedilla stories shared in shade under the largest fig tree at the edge of camp. 4 soldiers sit on smooth stones, their backs to the bark, their faces shaded from the sun. One speaks slowly, telling a tale from the far eastern edge of the empire, of a camel market in Palmyra, of purple robes and saffron, of dancers with silver bells on their wrists. The others listen, not because the tale is wild or grand, but because it's softly told, and it feels like travel without leaving the ground. Stories bloom in the Roman afternoon. Tales from across the empire. Of Germanic forests a broken bar. Of Egyptian tombs a broken bar. Of the cold winds near Hadrian's wall. No one interrupts. No one rushes the words. Each phrase is like a coin passed slowly from hand to hand. FY section superscripto camp duties, still gentle while some craft, play, or listen. Others finish small tasks. A soldier folds laundered tunics and places them neatly into baskets. Another feeds the mules near the gate, humming a tune from his childhood. A pair sweep dust from the temple altar with soft bristled brushes. None of it is rushed. These duties are light. They hum in the background like soft music, not burdens, but part of the day's gentle tempo. The Roman camp at this hour is not a place of war, it is a village of peaceful hands, passing time together, each person woven quietly into the afternoon. A pause before the evening. Lucius rises from his bench and walks slowly toward the far end of the camp. There, a bench waits in full sun, still warm, but no longer harsh. He sits, watches a bird land on the edge of a wooden cart, listens to the wind thread itself through distant olive branches, feels the day beginning to sigh. He does not speak, nor does he need to. His hands rest in his lap, his thoughts drift, not unlike the clouds above, and as the light turns from gold to amber, a broken bar, the Roman soldier remains still, at peace, present, not preparing for anything, just being. As the sun drapes itself in amber robes and the shadows stretch like soft fabric across the Roman stones, a quiet routine unfolds, one as old as empire, a broken bar, and as gentle as twilight rain. It is the hour of bathing, of steam and stillness, of clean skin and cooled minds. For the Roman soldier, cleanliness is not only health, it is ritual, it is peace. Let us follow him now, not into battle or duty, but into the soothing world of water and wellness. the walk to the baths. Lucius carries a folded linen towel beneath one arm. His stride is slow, measured, not because he is weary but because the hour invites softness. The camp baths, nestled near the southern edge of the encampment, are simple yet elegant, built of smooth stone, warmed by fire, humming with faint echoes. Along the way, other soldiers join in the quiet procession, some chatting softly, some humming low melodies from their homelands, each carrying towel, oil flask, or strigil, a curved bronze tool for scraping the skin clean. No orders barked, no weapons drawn, only warm expectation. F's inverted question mark. Inside the bathhouse the air changes upon entering, thicker, warmer, and perfumed by the faint mingling of olive oil, laurel, and heated stone. Light flickers from oil lamps placed in alcoves, their glow dances on the tile mosaics that line the walls, patterns of waves, dolphins, and vines. Lucius steps first into the apoditerium, the changing room. He undresses calmly, folds his tunic, and places it in a small niche. No rush, no shame. This space is communal, equal, a place where ink melts with sweat, and even commanders are simply men again. Ethionegation Idiaris is Sedilla. The tepidarium, a gentle warmth. The first chamber is warm, but not hot. The tepidarium, a place to begin slowly, to let the body remember softness. Here, Lucius rests on a stone bench, his arms drape loosely at his sides. He breathes in deeply, out slowly. The warmth relaxes him. Around him, soldiers speak in hushed tones, of family, of food, of nothing urgent. One man sings faintly, a lullaby from his childhood village. It echoes gently, curling into the steam like a ribbon of memory. The caldarium, a deep heat and care. Next comes the caldarium, the hot room. Steam clings to the walls. Pools of warm water shimmer under low lamplight. A slave stokes the hypocaust fire beneath the floor, ensuring heat flows upward through stone and space. Lucius sits near the bath's edge, dipping his hands, then his feet. The warmth is enveloping, not scalding but embracing. He pours a trickle of water over his shoulders, lets it travel down his spine. A fellow soldier massages scented oil into his arms. They switch places. This is routine, expected, not transactional, but communal. And then, the strigil, a slow, scraping arc across the skin, guided by practiced hands, removing oil, dirt, sweat and, in a way, worry. Each motion is slow, circular, intentional, and in those motions a broken bar. There is peace. FY section. The frigidarium, a cool clarity. After warmth, a broken bar, comes coolness. The frigidarium waits like a quiet moon behind the sun. Its pool is clear, still, and edged in white tile. Lucius steps in slowly. The water bites, but gently, like a reminder that he is alive. He submerges himself, holds a breath, then rises, refreshed, awake, clean not only in body but in spirit. FY section. ATM Idiaris is Sedilla. Grooming and quiet health. Back in the dressing room, he towels his skin dry, smooths oil into his arms and neck, combs his hair with wooden fingers. A physician sits in one corner, offering herbs for sore joints, balm for cracked heels, dried figs for digestion. He speaks softly, no one interrupts him. The Roman understanding of health is not harsh, it is steady, balanced. They bathe often, not just to cleanse but to care, to prepare for what comes next. A broken bar, even if it's simply sleep. The return to camp. Lucius steps out of the bathhouse. The air is cooler now, the sky turning violet. His skin smells of olive and laurel, his hair damp, his breath slow. He feels no urgency, no rush, only the quiet joy of being tended to and tending to himself. He walks the gravel path barefoot, savoring the feeling beneath him. His tunic feels lighter, his shoulders, softer. This is not a soldier returning from duty. This is a human being returning to rest. As the sun's light softens and the air cools into the quiet calm of evening, the Roman camp turns inward, not only toward rest, but toward spirit. Faith, in this ancient world, is a gentle thread woven through daily life, not distant or grandiose, but personal, quiet, comforting. It is found in the small rituals, the whispered prayers, the careful watching for signs. Let us follow Lucius now as he moves softly through the sacred moments that close the day. Morning offerings and quiet prayers. Though dawn's first light brought its own rituals, the soldier also begins and ends his day with small acts of faith. Before the morning march, a bowl of fresh water and a handful of grain is laid gently before the lares, other household spirits, protectors of hearth and camp. Lucius bows his head, a soft word spoken in Latin, barely above a whisper. The simple offering is a conversation with the divine, an exchange. Care for us and we care for you. Thy macroni diaresis sidilla the lares and penates, guardians of the camp. In the small shrine near the command tent, tiny statues of lares and penates stand watch. Their faces are worn, but serene. Soldiers pass by with bowed heads, fingers tracing the edges of the shrine's wooden frame. Some touch a coin to the base, others leave a sprig of rosemary or a fresh figure. It is a quiet devotion, a way of anchoring hope in something steady. Thy registered omens and signs in daily life. Roman soldiers are watchful eyes, ever alert, but not just for danger. They look for omens, a crow's flight, the pattern of clouds, the shape of smoke from a fire. Lucius pauses as a small lizard darts across his path. He smiles softly, a sign of good fortune. His grandmother once told him, these little moments of belief create calm certainty in an uncertain world. Broken bar augury and the flight of birds. Sometimes, before a march or an important decision, an augur reads the sky. They watch birds at their direction, number, and behavior. It is a slow, careful practice, rooted in centuries of tradition. Though Lucius is not an augur himself, he respects the quiet reverence with which the ritual is performed. It feels less like superstition and more like listening to the world's quiet language. Section. The role of superstition. Like many, Lucius carries small tokens, a carved bone amulet, a braided thread around his wrist. He doesn't believe they hold magic, but they are reminders of home, of family, of care. In moments of doubt or weariness, these tokens bring calm. Superstition, here, is not fear, it is comfort, a gentle anchor. Thy evening rituals, lighting the lamps as twilight deepens. Soldiers gather around small lamps filled with olive oil. Each lamp is lit with care, flame flickering softly against the darkening sky. The soft glow creates a circle of warmth. Lucius lights his own lamp, placing it carefully in the shrine. The light is a prayer, a memory, a promise. Your quiet contemplation before rest, before sleep. Lucius sits alone near his tent's entrance. He closes his eyes, breathes deeply, whispers a thanks for the day, for safety, for strength. The stars begin to shine faintly above the camp. The world feels vast, but his heart is still. Faith in small things, belief in quiet moments. This is the soldier's peace. As the sun dips low, painting the sky with soft hues of rose and gold, the Roman fort begins its gentle transformation. The day's duties quietly give way to calm rituals, a subtle closing of shutters, a slow folding of standards, and the soft murmur of voices beneath the ancient stone walls. Here, amidst the steady heartbeat of the empire, the soldiers find comfort in familiar rhythms, in shared stories, quiet laughter, and the warmth of friendship. Let us walk softly now with Lucius through this evening calm. Sunset glow and the changing light. The fort's walls glow warmly in the fading light. Lucius stands upon the battlements, watching the sun lower beyond distant hills. The sky is a watercolor wash, of soft pinks melting into lavender. The air cools, carrying a whisper of the nearby forest's pine and rosemary. Around him, shadows stretch slowly, turning the fort into a place of soft edges and gentle forms. FY Section Superscript 1 Closing routines and careful order within the camp. Soldiers methodically tend to their spaces. Armor is cleaned again, placed carefully on hooks. Weapons are secured, not because the day is ending with tension, but because order brings calm. Tents are adjusted, blankets straightened, fires banked low. The quiet rhythm of closing is almost like a lullaby, a small, purposeful actions to prepare for rest. The yen fires and shared warmth. Small fires flicker to life in fire pits around the camp. Their glow casts dancing light on stone and timber. Groups gather in circles, some quietly sharing the day's tales, others simply enjoying the warmth. Lucius settles near a small fire with a few comrades. Their voices are low, steady, like the crackling embers. No need for grand stories, just the comfort of presence. FYZ The evening meal. The meal is simple but nourishing. Fresh bread, olives, slices of cheese, and dried figs. Occasionally, a soldier shares a piece of salted fish or stew from the camp kitchen. Lucius chews slowly, savoring flavors that remind him of home. Food is not just sustenance, it is a small celebration of peace. Squared games and gentle competitions after eating. Some gather for quiet games. A board of Latrunculi, a Roman strategy game, is set on a smooth wooden plank. Lucius and another soldier move pieces thoughtfully, their expressions calm and focused. No loud cheers, no rush, only the soft click of pieces and occasional murmurs. Stories and soft laughter nearby. A group exchanges gentle stories, not tales of glory or battle, but memories of home, old jokes, and quiet hopes. The sound is like a soft breeze, a warming without urgency. Lucius listens, smiling softly. These moments are precious. They stitch the soldiers together like threads in a quiet tapestry. Nightfall and final preparations. As stars begin to twinkle faintly overhead, the camp gradually dims. Lamps are extinguished one by one. Lucius secures his small lantern, checking that its flame will burn steady through the night. The camp falls into a gentle hush. Even the distant hoot of an owl feels like a lullaby. As the fort falls into stillness and the night deepens, Lucius lies down within his tent, cocooned in simple linens. The day's sounds fade slowly, replaced by the steady rhythm of breath, the soft rustle of canvas, and the faint whisper of the evening breeze. Here, in this quiet refuge, his thoughts begin to wander gently, drifting like clouds across a calm sky. Closing eyes, opening mind. Lucius closes his eyes, feeling the familiar weight of his armor set aside, the softness of his cloak against his skin. He breathes deeply, his mind turns inward. The worries of the day do not vanish, but they soften, becoming distant shapes. He allows himself to rest, to imagine. 3/4 memories of home. Soft images come first. The warm kitchen of his mother, the scent of fresh bread baking, the laughter of his younger sister playing by the fire, the steady voice of his father, reading aloud under the olive tree. These memories are like a gentle river, flowing steadily through his mind, carrying comfort. He hopes for tomorrow. Lucius thinks softly of the coming day, the march along a quiet road, the crisp morning air, the possibility of new sights, safe fields blooming, distant villages. He imagines the sun's light touching the fort stones again. There is no hurry here, only a calm sense of purpose. Broken Bar dreams of flight and freedom. Sometimes, Lucius dreams of birds soaring high above the vast empire, wings wide in the gentle wind. In his dreams, he flies free over rolling hills and shimmering rivers. The feeling is light and peaceful, a quiet escape. Quiet thoughts of duty even in dreams. Lucius carries his sense of duty, but it is soft, not burdensome. He sees himself standing tall, not in battle, but as a guardian of peace, a protector of roads and people. The soldier's path is one of service, quietly proud. Night sounds and restful breath outside the tent. The night hums softly. Crickets chirp in rhythmic harmony. Leaves rustle gently in the breeze. Lucius's breath deepens. His heartbeat slows. The world outside slips away. Currency gentle drift to sleep with each breath. Lucius sinks deeper into rest. The quiet moments stretch, soft and unbroken. His dreams carry him gently forward, a slow, soothing journey. And in this peaceful darkness, sleep enfolds him, a calm, serene, complete. Though centuries and worlds apart, the life of a soldier today holds quiet echoes of Lucius's ancient days. Not in grand battles or loud parades, but in the simple, steady rhythms of duty, camaraderie, and hope. Let us wander softly through a day in the life of a modern soldier, noticing the gentle parallels, moments where the past whispers softly into the present. Morning calm and routine. In the soft early light of a modern base, a soldier named Alex begins his day. The sky is a pale wash of dawn colors, muted blues and gentle pinks. Alex stretches slowly, rolls out his sleeping mat, and takes a deep breath. Though the uniforms and tools have changed, the morning rituals remain a quiet grounding. Breakfast is simple but nourishing. The same sense of preparation and purpose lingers. Diaris is Cedilla maintenance and care. Alex takes care of his gear, polishing boots, checking equipment, making sure every item is in its place. The discipline is familiar, a quiet dance of attention to detail. This care brings peace our way to prepare the mind as much as the body. Pilcro ATMI Diaris is Cedilla patrols and peacekeeping. Like Lucius on his patrols, Alex walks gentle routes around the base and nearby communities. His footsteps echo softly on paved paths. He exchanges nods with locals and colleagues alike. The mission is not only protection but connection, a calm presence in a complex world. FY1/2 Diaris is Cedilla meals and moments of rest. Meals are communal and simple. Conversations flow softly, stories shared not of war, but of hopes, family, and quiet dreams. The laughter is gentle, the voice is low. Rest is not just a break but a renewal. As one half leisure and camaraderie in quiet moments, Alex joins friends in gentle games, a casual kickabout, cards, or chess. The competition is light-hearted. The joy found in these simple interactions echoes the ancient past, a reminder that even soldiers need moments of ease. Cleanliness and comfort. Alex appreciates the chance to wash away the day's dust and weariness. Showers replace baths, but the ritual of cleansing remains a reset for body and mind. The comfort of cleanliness is universal and timeless. Evening reflections and quiet dreams. As stars emerge overhead, Alex finds a quiet spot. He reflects on the day's small moments. Gratitude, hope, and peace settle gently. Sleep approaches like a soft tide, carrying him toward rest. Though Lucius and Alex share echoes of duty, their days unfold with quiet differences shaped by centuries of change. Let's slowly wander through these peaceful contrasts, noticing how daily rhythms have gently evolved day. Each era with its own soft cadence and comforting routine. As morning light and awakening. Lucius rises with the sun's first glow, greeted by the chorus of birds and the earthy scent of dew. His morning begins with rituals honed over centuries. Stretching, cleaning weapons, and tending the camp. Alex, meanwhile, wakes beneath the roof, with muted alarms or soft sunlight filtering through a window. His start is quieter, shaped by modern comforts like a warm bed and shower. Both begin with purpose, but the touchstones of their mornings reflect the peaceful shifts of time. 1/2 Idiaris is Sedilla nourishing the body. The Romans' breakfast, a simple bread, cheese, and olives, is eaten outdoors or around a fire. Meals are communal, fueling not just the body but the spirit of the camp. Today, Alex enjoys more varied rations. A hot coffee, packaged food, eaten in a mess hall with friends. The essence remains: food as a moment of gathering, comfort, and renewal. The Idiaris is Sedilla work and care for Lucius. The day's work means physical tasks, maintaining armor, training, patrolling rough terrain. Alex's duties involve equipment checks, briefings, and communication, blending physical and technical work. Yet both find calm in routine, in the steady rhythm of caring for tools and themselves. Squared leisure and connection. Lucius's lat-run color game and storytelling circle soften the day's edges. Alex finds parallel comfort in casual sports, video calls with family, or quiet reading. Though the mediums differ, the need for connection and relaxation is timeless. Evening calm and rest. As evening descends, the fort and the base alike slow into gentle routines. The glow of campfires and modern lamps create soft havens for reflection. Both soldiers seek peace in shared meals, quiet talks, and the comfort of routine. Despite centuries, the heart of their days beats with calm resilience. Reflection on change and continuity. Time flows on, carrying change, but certain things remain steady. The gentle rhythms of morning preparation, communal meals, care of tools, moments of play, and restful sleep, all threads weaving a tapestry of soldier life, across centuries and empires. Lucius and Alex, though worlds apart, share this quiet heritage. As our quiet journey through the lives of Lucius and Alex comes to a close, let's pause to reflect softly on the gentle thread of time, a thread that weaves past and present together, uniting all who walk the soldier's path. The flow of time. Time moves like a calm river, carrying stories and lives gently forward. It does not rush or pull harshly, but flows steadily, connecting ancient camps to modern bases, olive trees to city parks, fires to lamps. Currency. Shared human moments across centuries. Simple moments remain our morning breath, a shared meal, a moment of laughter. The human heart beats in steady rhythm, finding peace in routine and connection. Lucius and Alex may never meet, but their days reflect the same soft pulse of life. The comfort of routine. In all its quiet repetition, brings comfort and calm. It frames the day with gentle predictability. Whether polishing armor or checking gear, these small acts become rituals of peace. Thioatm invitation to rest. As we close this gentle tale, let your own breath slow. Feel the calm settling over your body. Let the soft thread of time carry you into rest. Thio, a soft good night to the soldiers of past and present. Good night to you, dear listener. May sleep find you easily, gently, and peacefully. Now, as the night deepens and the world grows quiet, it's time to rest. The stories of Lucius, Alex, and all the soldiers who came before us settle gently into stillness. The past is still, the present is calm, and your own breath flows steady and slow. Thioatm, let go of wakefulness, release the thoughts of the day, the cares that linger like shadows. Let the soft comfort of history's gentle rhythm lull you toward peaceful sleep. Imagine the warm glow of a fire fading softly, the stars twinkling quietly overhead. Thio, a quiet bridge across time. Know that across the ages, we share this moment, a quiet pause between day and dream. The soldier's watch is done, the camp is silent. Your own watch can now rest. Currency, drift into rest. Allow your eyelids to grow heavy. Feel the gentle pull of sleep drawing you closer. The past will wait, and you are safe here, in calm and quiet. Thio, good night, sleep well. Good night, dear listener. Sleep now. May your dreams be soft, your rest deep, and your morning bright.